Hello everyone and welcome to JK Halftime. In today's video, we will be explaining how the future UEFA Champions League competition will work. From the 2024-2025 season, the UEFA Champions League will be organized under a radically different format. The change of format comes as the competition expands from a 32-team tournament to 36 teams starting from next season. Now that it is official, let's answer some of the most important questions about the new revolutionary format. How will the UEFA Champions League format change? Under the new Champions League format, teams will play 8 matches in the new league phase, instead of the traditional group stages of 4 teams. Teams in the Champions League will no longer play 3 opponents twice, home and away. Instead, qualified teams face fixtures against 8 different sides, playing half of those matches at home and half away. Will there still be a UEFA Champions League draw? There will still be a Champions League draw for the league phase. We will have 4 groups of 9 teams each, seeded by rankings. These rankings will be based on the current coefficient system. Each team will then be drawn to play 2 opponents from each of these pots. They will play 1 match against a team from each pot, home and away. UEFA said, "This gives the opportunity for clubs to test themselves against a wider range of opponents and raises the prospect for fans of seeing the top teams go head-to-head more often and earlier in the competition. It will also result in more competitive matches for every club across the board." The UEFA Champions League will take on a different look from next season. With the field growing from 32 to 36 teams, there could be extra spots up for grabs, which is partly why the UEFA coefficient system has become so important. England will continue to send 4 clubs into the competition and could yet benefit from an additional place, although Germany and Italy currently lead the way on that. UCL and UEL champions will automatically qualify for the following season's edition, regardless of their league finish, which could boost representatives from a competition such as the EPL even further. How will teams reach the knockout phase? The outcomes of each match will determine the overall standing in the new league, with 3 points for a victory and 1 for a draw remaining in the point system in use. The top 8 clubs in the league will advance to the round of 16, while the teams ranking 9th to 24th will participate in an additional 2-legged knockout phase playoff to clinch their spot in the competition's final 16. Teams who finish 25th or lower won't be eligible to compete in the UEFA Europa League, so it will be the end of the road for those teams. UEFA claim, the new format, with all the teams ranked together in a single league, will mean that there is more to play for all the way through to the final night of the league phase. To strengthen the synergy between the league and knockout phases, and to provide more sporting incentive during the league phase, the pairings of the knockout phase will also be partly determined by the league phase rankings, with a draw which likewise determines and lays out the route for teams to reach the final. From the round of 16 onwards, the competition will continue to follow its existing format of knockout rounds, leading to the final staged at a neutral venue selected by UEFA. All games before the final will continue to be played in midweek, recognizing the importance of the domestic calendar of games across Europe, while the final will continue to be played on a Saturday. Will the Europa League and Europa Conference League formats change from 2024-25 too? The answer is yes. Similar format changes will also be applied to the UEFA Europa League, 8 matches and therefore 8 different opponents in the league phase, and UEFA Europa Conference League, which will be called the UEFA Conference League as of 2024-25, 6 matches and therefore 6 different opponents in the league phase, with both competitions also featuring 36 teams in the league phase. Sorry to interrupt, but before we continue, I have to tell you guys about Sorare, fully verified and trusted website where you can invest in sports stars and build your fantasy team. Put your sports knowledge to work and make profits. Sign up through the link in the description to get a free card. How will the calendar look for the new format of the 3 competitions? The Champions League and Europa League matches will be played between September and January, while the Europa Conference League matches will be played between September and December. Each of the 3 UEFA club competitions will have 1 exclusive match week, with the other 2 competitions not being scheduled in this week. In standard weeks, Champions League matches will be played on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, while Europa League and Europa Conference League matches will be contested on Thursdays. In the Champions League exclusive week, Champions League matches will be played on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. In the Europa League exclusive week, Europa League matches will be held on Wednesday and Thursday. In the Europa Conference League exclusive week, Europa Conference League matches will take place on Thursday. For the last match day of each of the competition's league phases, all games will be played simultaneously.